Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with summer transfer move to Arsenal. You know what? Transfer window hasn't got long to go. By next week, Thursday, it will close the 31st of August. That will be it. We won't be able to bring in any more players. I'll be able to get a bit of sleep in the mornings. But the transfer window so far for Arsenal, Kolasinac, goodbye. I think most people agree that he's looking like he's going to be a really good player. But when you think about it, Kolasinac was kind of agreed and done and dusted from January. That was sort of, he came on a free. They more or less done that deal then, right? And then we've done Lacazette, which, don't get me wrong, fantastic signing. Very fortunate with that signing, by the way. Remember, he was going to Atletico Madrid. It was all done and dusted, but because of their transfer ban, Arsenal were able to nip in there and get him done. Big money, but good deal. We've seen a proper player there. Since then, nothing. Now, Arsene Wenger yesterday moaning and groaning as usual. Oh, the market's inflated and the prices, and, you know, I'm very pleased with the transfer window that we've done so far. And a lot of people suggesting, like, it's almost like he's suggesting, like, they may not do nothing else. Now, this is the mistake that Arsene Wenger makes year after year after year. To me, as I said, I only really put it down like we've done one bit of business this summer, because the Kolasinac thing was agreed in January. I know that. It was agreed in January, right? Lacazette, that's it. Great signing, but that's it. Now, I think we all know that there are some other areas where we need to strengthen, which I think the spine of the team. And we haven't strengthened that yet. And I'm just hoping and praying that Wenger doesn't make the same mistakes that he's made year in, year out, where he keeps faith in players, doesn't strengthen, talks about the great squad, and then we go on and fall short. He's got to do the right business this summer, and I'm a bit fearful by the way he's talking. It's the same old transfer windows that we always get, where we don't quite get everything we need. And if you look at Manchester United at the moment, Mourinho, to his credit, he's gone out this summer and he's looked at the spine of a team and he's strengthened it. He said, right, Lukaku, Matic, Lindelof, spine. We don't seem to be doing the same thing. We're relying on the same guys that failed last year, that didn't even get us in the Champions League. So I'm really a little bit worried about it. I'm hoping that Wenger's going to do a little bit more business before the end of the window, but who knows? I mean, we've linked today with Lucas Vazquez of Real Madrid. A good player, good midfielder player. He's sort of falling down the pecking order now with the, you know, the wealth of talent that they have in that area now. Marcus Asensio, Isco, all those sort of guys. Vazquez being linked with Arsenal. I've got a host of other clubs being linked with him as well. 26-year-old midfielder, very good player. Would Arsenal move in for him? Isn't it not like similar to a lot of the players that we already have? We'll have to wait and see what happens. What Don Ballon over there in Spain linking us with him. Not the most reliable of sources, as I always say. Jean-Michel Seri, what's happening with him? We've been linked with him for a long time. Barcelona were the team that seemed to be like right in the top of the running for Seri. But the reports are that, you know, talks have kind of broken down and that's not going to happen anymore. Now, could Arsenal get in there and get this deal done? Creative player. We lack that since Santi Cazzola's been missing. They call him the African Xavi. Is it just the sort of player that Arsenal need right now in the squad? You saw the game against Stoke last week where you got two banks of four and it's really hard to break down. Would Seri be the answer? Probably would cost about 35 to 40 million pounds. We've got money. There's money there to get these deals done if we want to get it done. How serious are Arsenal? We're going to have to wait and see. As I said, a week left to see if a deal like that can be done. And remember, no Champions League football for Seri because Nice knocked out of the Champions League, beaten 4-0 on aggregate by Napoli, so he could be available. Leon Goretzka, another creative player, younger this time, very, very good player. German international, was excellent in the Confederations Cup, one of the stars of that. in the last year of his contract at Schalke. If Arsenal went in with a big money move, they could get this one done. He's wanted by Bayern. He's wanted by a whole host of clubs, but it's who comes in big. You know, of course, he can walk away for nothing next year, very similar to Alexis. What's going to happen with him? Are Arsenal going to make a bid for him? Lots of other clubs looking at him as well. Again, this is one that could be done before the deadline day. Will Arsenal do it? Being linked with him heavily today. Mustafi's an interesting one at the moment. Now, a couple of days ago, he was being linked with a move to Inter Milan. We heard that Inter Milan have made inquiries to Arsenal as to the availability of Mustafi. Today, we're hearing that Juventus are making inquiries to Arsenal about if he's available as well. They're interested in him as well. I think it shows that he's a decent defender when you see these sort of clubs being linked with him. As I said, after his injury, he's not been the same player that started off at Arsenal, but it's a big season for him. If we keep him at the club, big season for him to grow into that player that we all hoped he would be when he first come. But Mustafi being linked with a move away to Juventus. I don't know what's going to happen with the transfer window. I'm hoping that it's not going to be typical Arsene Wenger in this window. I still think there's a couple of players that we need to get. For me, it's all about building a squad to win the league. If we look at our squad at present, with the additions that we've made, I ask every Arsenal fan out there, honestly, can we win the league with this squad? And I think 90% of you would say no. In fact, I'm going to put it to a poll. Can we win the league with the squad that we've got? That includes everyone, with Alexis in there, you know, Ox, Ozil, we keep all of those, plus what we've got, plus with the additions that we've made in Lacazette and Kolasinac. Is that squad good enough to win the league, yes or no? If it's yes, then maybe we don't need to buy anybody else. If it's no, then obviously we need to go out there and make a couple more signings. What do you guys think? Vote in the poll. Thanks for watching the show today, and we'll be back tomorrow.